franchise.
What is going down, y'all? Welcome into the most underrated podcast, man. Broadcasting live from Certified Tattoo Studios. The homie Dal Palantonio sitting across from me, that is. The homie JJ sitting in the corner, the most silent man on podcast history, as you already know. What's going down, Dal? How you doing, man?
Man, it's been a good morning, man. A little tired, but
you said traffic was terrible coming in. I didn't have a great morning. I don't know about you, but my shit was not off to a fire start at all. Had some issues with the podcast equipment. I was trying to get the music shit working. Shit wasn't popping off. I was getting all aggressive, brushing my teeth really fast, jammed myself in the gums real quick. So I got some Orajel on there. Mouth feels like it's swollen. Not actually swollen, not showing up on camera, but it feels like it is. So I might be, if you hear a little bit of a lisp from me, that's what it is.
Not good, man.
Wow, you look blown away there. Was that a little too much for you?
That sounds like the worst morning. I said, hey, man, I woke up a little late. I had a little bit of traffic, got a Red Bull, thought it was okay. Kind of not so good.
You didn't jam yourself in the gums with your toothbrush. Anyone else ever done that? And then it causes like a little canker sore up top. You got to get some Orajel in there. Oragel's numbing the shit up, obviously causing the lisp.
I think I've done that with tacos. Eating tacos.
Tortilla chips, tacos, any of that bullshit.
Get that puncture up there, but not with the toothbrush guy.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
Anyways, so that's how my morning went. Hopefully you guys are having a better morning, or however this podcast is finding you, morning, afternoon, evening, good night, Truman Show style. What do we got cracking today? The 2.0 the Ultra Boost 2.0 multicolor restock. Let me slow it down. Did you try to cop this morning? Were you able to cop? What's the deal on that?
Look, here's the deal. One, it was a fire colorway, but it wasn't the best. Here's what I saw this morning.
If you're watching on YouTube, you see what I just pulled off right now? Blocking Dallas's face, because Dallas's face doesn't matter when you got this heat right here.
That is correct.
Boom. No, I'm just playing. This is a cool colorway. It's not something that I went after. I didn't say, I need to double up. And honestly, I might sell these. If somebody wants to buy these, they don't have a box because it got burned up in the fire. The Boost is actually in pretty good condition. Maybe you see a little bit of that glue, kind of a little tiny bit of like maybe yellowing. I don't know if it's really yellowing even, but
not much.
Overall, I mean, the shoe is in pretty good condition.
For sure.
So if you guys want to buy these, I might be selling these for the right price, man. It's not a pair that I wear a ton. It's not a pair that I'm super, super hyped on. They're just cool to me. Everyone else went crazy over them because everyone told you to go crazy over them. You didn't have them in your collection. They came out a long time ago, so now you feel like you have to have them, but you really don't have to have them because they're not that fire. They're just cool.
Right.
They're just cool to me. That's what it is. So if you want to buy these, I might have these for sale, man, depending on the price you're offering. Don't try to hit me with no fucking 180 bullshit. None of this nonsense. I realize they don't have the box, but still don't try to hit me with no fucking 180 bullshit.
Right.
Anyway.
Hey, here's the deal. I got two stories on those, okay? Real quick.
Go ahead.
So number one, I believe you and I bought the shoes together. Let me give you a little story of Runner's Roost locally. And
that's the thing. We got these at Runner's Roost. These motherfuckers are going crazy today. And we got these at a running store back in the day before anyone cared about it.
And let me tell you something even better. We got the VIP treatment, correct?
That was tight, yep.
Yeah, yep. I knew a lady down there because our T-Mobile store used to be right next door. No big deal.
Wait, whose phone's just going off? You? Unbelievable. That's most silent man in podcast history, all of a sudden making noise and shit. He's not even making noise. His electronics are making noise. That's fine. Anyways, continue down.
So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about this. So pretty good fire colorway, no big deal, right? We actually copped those things $150.
That's right. We did get them.
Remember correct, right?
Were these 180 or 200 when they dropped? We got
180.
Them. They were 180, and we got a discount because you had the hook up at Runner's Roost. My man, if you guys didn't know, Dal's a marathon runner, so he's been going to Runner's Roost for years. I'm just kidding. This was not a marathon. Look at this man.
I've never ran. I don't think I've ran 10 miles my whole life.
Right. Yeah. Well, how did you get? Why did we get the hook up? I don't remember.
I just knew a lady. She paid her bill, monthly with me, and we built some rapport. Dude, here's the deal. If you're nice to people, you care about people, you talk to people, you never know what's going to happen. It's not hard getting plugs, getting discounts. Dude, just be a good person.
So did you log on this morning and even go for the shoe? I didn't see. Did they sell out already? They might. I don't even know.
Yeah. So
I assume they sold out super quick.
They did sell out. It looked like Foot Locker had them, Champs had them, and Adidas US. Those are the three major companies that were doing the stocks today. And they did sell out, but they kept adding sizes throughout that first hour that they launched, which was weird. But Champs shit the bed. You can't load anything. It's always unable to find a size or whatever.
Mine are a size 12.5, by the way. So again, if you're looking to buy the shoe, that's a coveted size. That's a hard size to find.
That's a unicorn size.
Exactly. A 12.5 and a 2.0. As you guys know, if you wear a 12, You probably want to go a half size up in 2.0s or 1.0s because they do run a little tighter in Ultra Boost. So 12 and a half is...
That's a great size.
But now that I'm wearing them today, I don't know, man. These are... I'm like, I never wear them. Never wear... They're a hard shoe to wear. I can never wear them with jeans. Totally. I've tried to put them on with jeans probably 10 times thinking, all right, I'm going to be able to freak these. Hell no. They look like shit.
They look best with shorts.
Exactly.
Let's call it
That's
spade
what I'm
spade.
rocking today. I got some golf shorts on, the Multicolor 2.0s. They feel good.
Yeah.
Now they look good, and now I'm kind of, I was like, I'm going to get rid of these yesterday. And now today, maybe I won't get rid of them. I don't know. Again, it's all about the Price is Right, no Bob Barker.
You bet. To wrap up the 2.0 multicolors, because I'm kind of done with it, here's the deal. They weren't hyped. Now they're hyped all of a sudden.
Yep.
I don't get it. I don't understand. It's a nice colorway. Don't need it in my collection.
Right.
So no big deal. I will tell you, a couple YouTubers got deliveries of these, and
What?
a guy by the name of Jock Slade.
Wait. They got special deliveries of a restock shoe, a restock running shoe that was sitting.
Let me tell you something even weirder.
Tight.
An armored truck pulls up to Jock Slade's house to deliver these multicolors. And the only thing I can find out with research is there's something about them calling a vault series because they're coming back from the vault, re-releasing. They took an armored truck to Jock Slade's house to deliver a 2.0 multicolor. And I think Ted, the Boost God, kind of touched on this last night in his vlog. I didn't really watch the whole thing.
How is Ted, man? I haven't checked out a Ted vlog in a hot minute. I've been so busy.
But here's the deal. He and I are both like, dude, make it make sense. An armored truck carrying multicolors, what connects that? But
I was just going to say that. Why an armored truck? Like, are these battle tested? Are these ain't the Trace Cargo, 3.0s?
It's not
a
the military joints.
Right. What are we doing?
Dude, it's, I guess, just the Vault series. There's some sort of connecting
Vault
dots
series.
there.
That makes a little, man.
And I forget what they're called, but it's something out of the Vault. We could look it up. But, something to do with the Vault series because they're bringing it back, right? Kind of like Disney.
Gotcha.
Disney on the VHS cassette.
So are they doing... Do you know for sure what other pairs they're releasing or pulling out of the vault? Have they announced that? Have they made any kind of announcement? I haven't seen anything like that.
I think they've made announcements. I don't know if Adidas has for sure, but there's talks of the Cream Ultra Boost, which is highly coveted, right? We're looking at that. I think that
the Cream's November. I'm here. I think I saw
Cream's
November
in
on those.
And then also the Chinese New Year 1.0s.
I did see something on those as well.
There are some differences to them on this new version, supposedly, but... those are kind of the most two highly coveted ones.
Any release dates on the Chinese New Year joints?
I believe so.
You said 2.0 or 1.0?
No, those are 1.0s.
So they are going to not just sticking with 2.0s. They are dipping back to the 1.0s as well. And then, okay, so let's jump into this then while we're on the topic. Mm-hmm. Any other Ultra Boost that you want them to restock? Are there any that you're like, man, I missed out? Maybe like some people are feeling on these multicolors. Like, I missed out. I really need them. For me, maybe it's because I have them. I don't feel like I missed out. I don't know. But to me, like I said, the shoe is just cool.
Yeah.
But I do own the Solar Yellow 1.0. If I didn't own that, that would be a pair that I would be like, shit, I need that pair.
Yeah.
You know me, I love the bright shit. I do kind of feel that way about the Solar Orange.
Yeah.
That's a pair I've really wanted. I know. Do you have a pair? Did you get them off?
No, I don't have a pair of this. I had a pair of the Solar Yellows. I have not had a pair of the Solar Orange.
Solar Reds? Neither one, huh? No. For some reason, I thought you had those. That's what I've been looking for on GOAT.
Have you?
I've been just trying to find a good used size because I'm not down to pay new. The sole on that thing is not Continental. You never know how long they're even going to last.
Wears out quick.
So that's something that is hard to do, hard to buy a used pair because a lot of them are just worn the hell out. Totally. You know, they're kind of not necessarily beat, but they're just worn out because they weren't made of the same material.
Well, and a lot of the 1.0s, if you do find them now, that are the originals, they're starting to yellow. The boost is starting to yellow a little bit. The glue stains are kind of coming from the bottom. So, man, it's hard to find a good pair. And if you do, then the insoles are jacked up.
So for me, I would say either the Solar Red or Solar Orange are the ones that I really would like to see them retro. What about you? What are there any that you didn't get that you would like to see retro?
Sure. Yeah, the Solar. I'm a huge fan of the Solar, but I'll tell you what, my favorite 1.0 that I will not buy because it's just outrageously expensive is the olive green. Just 1.0 olive green with the orange lace tips.
That's crazy to me. That's so expensive.
It is. Well, also the burgundy. Do you remember the burgundies?
Yeah,
that came out?
Of course.
Those are highly sought after
too.
and stupid expensive. We're talking, anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, on that. So those would be kind of my two. But the Solar 1.0s, I think the Solar pack is just phenomenal.
Do you think it's too soon for them to be retroing Ultra Boost models?
I do. Everybody's retro and stuff. I'm kind of tired of retros.
Are they retroing because Boost is kind of dying per se? Some people say Boost is dying. You see Ultra Boost sitting. NMDs have been dead for a hot minute. No one cares about those. I mean, those marble joints are now under retail. Those would have been flying off a couple years ago.
Now.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the game that Adidas is playing as well. They're putting so much out, and you know, to keep the hype that is somewhat died around Boost.
Yeah,
absolutely. Bring the 1.0s back. Look what the multicolors did today. That it doesn't surprise me, but at the end of the day, I still am shocked. It's not that great of a shoe. Plus, I still have mine on ice. I have the OG pairs on ice.
Oh, do you really?
Dude, it's hard. It's a hard shoe to wear.
For some reason, I thought you sold yours. You still have them on ice, huh?
I still have them. I thought about selling them, but...
you didn't think about wearing them today? Just doing a little light flex like me?
I thought about it.
No,
you know what, though, man? I got the Element 87s on today. Those are fire.
The shower curtains.
Yeah, man. Let's throw the shower curtains
Do you have another pair of those? Is that still the only pair you own?
No, I got the sales are on their way. They should
Dallas,
be
that
here.
is not worthy of holding up. This man's holding... If you're watching on the YouTube channel, he's holding up the Elements for the camera. No one... You don't need. That's not a shoe worthy of holding up. The 2.0 multicolor Ultra Boost on restock day is worth holding up. The shower curtain, everyone just saw that this morning. Okay, what's the deal here? You got Nike check on it. Big deal.
Yeah, big deal. No, they're a fire shoe. I love this, but yeah, I think that's all I got for Boost. I got mine on ice. Hey, if somebody wants to buy mine, I have tried one on. You know, so if you don't think that's dead stock or you don't constitute that as dead stock, we got a problem already. But have mine on ice, 10.5. You want them? Let me know.
For sure. Let's while we're in the sneaker convo, let's go ahead and continue down that road. As far as restocks go, the Yeezy Cream restock, the official release date has been announced, September 21st. I know that's a pair you already own, or did you sell them?
Sold them.
Sold them. You don't have them anymore.
2 months ago.
I do not have the creams. I think the creams and the butters are pretty similar. Obviously, they have a yellow tint to them on the butters, but they're pretty similar. Both very, very hard to wear. You're going to have to spray the crap out of them every time you wear them with some kind of shoe stain repellent. If you decide to cop those pairs, I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm not probably going to be going after the creams. I didn't go after them originally. Not going to go after them now. Just not a pair I'm really interested in. I know I would not wear them. You know what I mean? I have a ton of other white shoes that I would like to wear over those.
Sure. Yeah, they're not made for the streets, man.
Right.
You get flat tires in those, you've ruined them. You've ruined them. That's for sure. But let me read a little tweet from Mr. Kanye himself on these specific
on the creams.
On the creams, yeah.
Okay.
So this was a few days ago, but he says, since I've been making sneakers, I've always wanted as many people as possible to have them. Which we all know that.
We all know that.
He's announced that,
it's
right?
New.
On September 21st, we are doing our largest drop ever on the 350 V2 Triple White, aka Cream.
Wow.
So we are doing the So here's the deal. 2 months ago when I sold mine, that was smart, but I also didn't love the pair, and it was a half size too small. As we all know, 350 V2s, you want to go a half size, if not a full size up, correct? Yep. So mine was a size 10. I need the 10.5 for sure, if not 11.
Would you be able to wear the 10 without the insole? Because I wear a 12 without my insole, but I do feel, if I'm standing a solid 8 hours in those joints, I do feel a little discomfort at the end of the day.
Correct. I'm the same way, and that toe is just too narrow for me. But I will tell you, the Zebras and the Creams and the Holiday Pack Yeezys, I feel like just run a little bit bigger than some of the newer ones that have come out. So the blue tints, the Beluga 2.0s, the butters, I feel like some of those still run a little bit bigger. So you take out the insole, you might be good. I don't chance it.
That's how my Zebras and my Breads are. I take the insole out on both of them.
Yeah, and you can do it.
And I can get by. Like I said, I get a little discomfort at the end of the day. But
yeah, it's weird that some of those earlier ones seem to run a little different when it comes to size. But as we all know, Yeezys and Adidas in general, oh man, you never know what you're going to get with size.
Should we jump into the question we got on Instagram? Again, make sure you're following us on Instagram or Twitter if you want to reach out to us. If you have questions you'd like to have answered on the show, if you have suggestions, anything like that. This came from the homie named Drew. That's another thing too. So people ask me why I call everybody the homie. If they rock with me, if they fuck with the channel, if they mess with the podcast, if they support anything I do in any way, they're the homie, man. If you support what I do, you're the homie. That's just what it is. That's just how I grew up. Everyone, if someone's cool with you, they're just the homie. Those are the homies over there. You know what I mean? If they're not cool with you, they're not the homies. It's that simple. There's really not anything deeper than that. So let's get into the question from the homie Drew. He hit me on Instagram. One thing I've always wanted to hear about from you or Dallas is what shoe changed the game for you? What was your first pair of sneakers that got you into the game? And what are your two or three most coveted pairs you own and why? what's one pair you would cop for free? So let's break this down. We'll kind of unpack this here. Let's start with the beginning. What's the sneaker that got you in the game, Dallas?
Sneaker that got me in the game, the Bread 4.
Bread 4.
Originally came out in 1989. Saw it, wanted it, loved it. Parents said, "Screw you. Yep. We don't have that money. Get out of here." So I had to go with the Charles Barkley instead or something.
Right.
I can't really remember. But the Bread 4 was the shoe that was just, saw Jordan wear that. It was over.
I feel like that's more common or less common today, where parents are just like, "No, fuck you. You're not getting that thing." For me, that was what my parents. It was Kmart specials, dog. Blue light specials. Sure. I was not getting any tight shit. Then I remember we kind of at a young age, maybe like 3rd grade, 4th grade, we kind of found out about Ross, or I kind of found out about Ross. Oh, yeah. And I was able to go to Ross Dress for Less and get some Adidas shoes. You know, my first time like ever was able to get anything name brand, so I was kind of hyped on that. But it was still not any like super tight shit. You know what I mean? Sure. I was just happy to be flexing some Adidas at recess. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? But I don't feel like that happens as much anymore. I feel like kids kind of can get whatever. Parents just buy kids whatever they want. Yeah. It's almost like the parents want to flex their kid having a hype shoe on their own Instagram. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, 2018 is just fucking weird.
It is weird.
The world is weird.
I've talked to a couple buddies of mine who actually work in the shoe industry, and for them, they literally said, "Yeah, I want my kids to look better and feel better than I ever did when it came to dress, look, feel, that kind of thing." So that's different than when I grew up on a farm, number one. And number two, I didn't have no Ross. I didn't have no TJ Maxx.
Right. You were out in the country.
I had a Gibson's discount
I don't know what that is.
Dude.
What is Gibson's discount center?
It's the worst. It's like
sounds like the worst.
It's like a small time Walmart, local company Walmart, and I don't even know if they had tennis shoes in that motherfucker.
I knew a kid named Mike Gibson. Terrible. Worst guy I've ever met in my life. I don't know anything good about a Gibson except a guitar.
Well, gotcha.
Gibson's discount center? Sounds awful.
Here's the good news. They're out of business because of places.
Are they really? Are they really?
So, you know, it's all good. So Mike Gibson and Gibson's, go to hell.
Go to hell.
That's it.
All right. So for me, the sneaker that got me in the game, and I've said this on the vlog before, but I'll kind of reiterate, the Jordan 1 patent leather Chicago from 2003. Those were the very first pair that I got. I was a junior in high school. Like I'd been kind of working with my dad, saving money. And that was the first like really hype pair of shoes I was able to buy. And today, I mean, they're not even like really that hype. You go back, I don't even know what resale on those is, but It's a shoe I would never get rid of because that's what got me in the game. Ever since my love for Jordan 1s, I've always been a fan of Jordan 1s. You know, my Jordan 1 collection, huge Jordan 1 guy. And that's really the one that got me in there. That wasn't even a high. It wasn't even like an OG thing. It was a mid. And a lot of people looked at it almost as a gimmick. And I didn't know that at the time, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, the patent leather, it was kind of looked plasticky and cheap and fake, and it was a mid, it wasn't a high." I didn't know anything about that shit. I was a junior in high school. We didn't have, internet was kind of just coming up and just starting to pop. Like, you could probably go do some research somewhere, but I didn't care, dog. I was just like hyped because I thought the shoe looked awesome inside Foot Action in the mall. You know what I mean? And I bought it. And I think those things probably sat around for a little bit. Like they weren't super, super hard to get.
Especially since they were mid.
Yep. Yeah. And I ended up going back and getting the North Carolina colorway as well. So we can kind of put those up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about on YouTube if you're watching the podcast. But that was the one that definitely got me in the game. The Jordan 1 mid patent leather in the Chicago colorway. Again, I've talked about that on the vlog. I've actually shown those shoes on the vlog as well.
Yeah, you don't have that original one, obviously, that you bought because, you know, it was a long time ago.
Yep.
But you bought that exact model.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I trashed them. Yeah. Like, just trashed the crap out of, especially the blue pair got super, super.
You know, and that's what we're supposed to do with shoes. But this day and age, it doesn't seem, and I'm guilty of it myself. You know, I don't just wear my shoes. I have so many to rotate, so I feel blessed for that. But, man, I haven't trashed a shoe since I was 13, maybe, at the Sandlot.
Right, exactly, you know? Exactly. The other thing I was going to say about that is that I feel like these kids that are 10, 12, 13 years old, they have way more knowledge than I ever had about anything at that age. Not just sneakers, anything. You know what I mean? Like they know more because there's so much information, there's so much to consume. And so sometimes I'm so busy now that I'll be talking to a young kid. I'll meet them at a sneaker event or we'll be wherever. They'll be like, "Oh, you look at these, you check these out. You know, these are coming." People DM me like, "You." I'm like, "I don't even know what you're talking about, my guy." Like they kind of, I don't know if they feel weirded out, like I don't know what I'm doing, or they feel like, "Oh yeah, I showed Thomas the franchise some shit." You know what I mean? And which is cool either way. I'm not up on it like I used to be. I'm not up on it as much.
You're an old man
because I get busy. You know what I mean? Sure. All of us are busy. Let's get into the next part of the question. What are the 2 or 3 sneakers that you really covet in your current collection?
that I covet in the current collection. Well, I think one of my favorites is
why?
Yeah, for sure. One of my favorites is the Kith Aspen. I love that.
Jelly.
It's,
Jelly.
very, very limited. I know they did a couple restocks up in New York at the Kith joint up there. I saw Seth Fowler cop a pair. But I just love the colorway on that. I love that they were actually sold locally here when they did the pop-up in Aspen, which is kind of cool. And they have that Aspen, Colorado feel. So that's one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I haven't worn it yet.
Yeah, shocker.
Don't roast me.
Shocker.
But here's the deal. I'm a big collector. You know that.
Yeah. You collect a lot of stuff though. It's not just shoes.
Guitars, shoes,
just random shit. I'm like, Dallas, why do you have 1,500 of these?
Just love having stuff.
Collecting.
And we talked about Supreme last week, right, with the accessories. I just love collecting stuff. So so that's a nice grail of mine. And will I wear it? Absolutely. It needs to be worn. I don't want it to just like the AirPods going out in Nikes. From 7 years ago, you can't wear them anymore. Yeah. So I will be wearing those soon, just looking for the right occasion. So that's one of my favorites, and that's why. Number 2, I'm not really, I think any Ultra Boost that I have, no matter what colorway that it is, I just think Ultra Boost are the most comfortable shoes to this day. And, if I have a pair of Ultra Boosts on my feet, I'm happier than what I was without.
For sure. I would say for me, it would definitely be those Jordan 1s that I had talked about. That's what got me in the game, and those are a coveted pair to me. Yeah. It's not a pair I wear. They're actually, the patent leather they're true to size 12. The patent leather has shrunk on them. So even when I put them on, they're so tight. I can't even imagine going to the grocery store in those things. They're just
weird.
tight.
So they've
patent
shrunk
leather
after time?
Over time because of that patent leather and not being worn, you know what I mean? And I don't have a shoe tree in them or anything.
Oh, okay,
so
gotcha.
They sit there, you know what I mean? And they kind of have gotten smaller. So they're not even really, if I did wear them, my feet would be killing me for one, and they might just fall apart. Like the glue might not even. They're from 2003. You know what I mean? Like that's a 15-year-old shoe. So those ones there, obviously the Off-White Vapor Max. I love that pair.
Really?
I wore those in Vegas. If you follow my Snapchat, or anything, I wore those the whole day. People are like, "What are you just wearing those around?" Those are a head-turning shoe, man. The white just pops. The red Off-White tag. Those are just so sick to me. I love that pair a lot. And then I would say the Yeezy Zebras.
Yeah,
are a pair that
you rock those quite often.
I love that pair too, man. And I think that was my very first raffle.
That was a raffle win at Cherry Creek.
That was a raffle win at Cherry Creek Mall. I was filming a sneaker review on the vlog when I got the call from Finish Line saying, "Yo, you won the raffle." Like it was fire. Like I love that story. I love how that came together. I really love that pair. I also love the Solar Yellow 1.0s because the story that came behind those.
Yeah.
You go ahead and tell the story. You were able to get those for me in San Francisco.
So we also have a vlog on it, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. So I was in San Francisco on a trip with a lady, and San Francisco has, we were down there in the financial district, I believe it was, but they had some nice shops down there. They got the Adidas store. They've got some Macy's stores. They've got whatever, right? That's the shopping district. So they had a Macy's down there just across the street from Barney's, which we went into, which was cool too, just to go in there. But they had 2 different Macy's buildings. One was for men. One was for women, so I felt, all right, cool. The lady goes in there, looks at makeup, does her thing. I go in the men's, right, just to kill some time because I'm not trying to look at no makeup. This is what it is, right? Is this my vacation or is this yours, right? So I went in there, and they had one of those, in Macy's they have the small Finish Line stores. We have one at Park Meadows as well. The Macy's has a little Finish Line display. Like literally, they probably have like 30 shoes total in there. It's not a lot. And I saw like a small 8.5 Solar Yellow 1.0. Now this, keep in mind, this was a year and a half after the 1.0s had kind of fallen apart, right? And nobody sees them in stores. So one, that was like, what the hell? You know? And 2, so I go up to him. I said, "Hey man, what's the deal? What's the deal with this Solar Yellow?
You guys don't have this in stock, do you? I mean,
what's the deal?
How's it just sitting here,
right?
Inside of Finish Line, inside of Macy's.
Yeah, totally. So we went in there, and he went to the back. He's like, "Oh, I'll go check sizes. No big deal." He goes to the back and he says, because I wanted a 10.5 or a 10, because at that time I didn't know Adidas sizing, so I was just going to try to get whatever was close to mine. Yeah. And he's like, "Well, I have a size 8 and I have a size 12, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, unbelievable." I'm like, "Well, I guess I'll take the 12. Let me see if I can fit in that." So I took the 12. He goes to ring it up, and not only, so it's supposed to be 180, right, which was retail. That son of a bitch rings up at $129.99.
Wild.
So you throw a little tax on that. I got it under retail at a shop dead stock, brand new. You haven't seen those things sitting on shelves for over a year.
Right. Just insane. And then this guy calls me and he's like, dude, you're never going to guess what happened. He tells me this whole story, but fails to mention it's a 12. And I'm like, instantly like, I fucking hate you. Like, I hate you with all my soul right now.
Right.
How did you get that lucky? The hatred I felt in my heart was so intense.
Yeah.
And then you're like, relax, guy. It's a size 12. I got him for you. And then the love I felt in my heart.
Little did he know.
Which is such a selfish, like, bastard piece of shit that I am.
We were going to be best friends instantly.
I was so mad and so jealous that you got those. Fuck the under retail. You got them.
Yeah.
And then that you got them under retail.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I was like, this is insane. I'm on GOAT while you're talking to me. I'm like, I got to get this pair now. I need these. I'm scrolling.
I got to one-up him. How am I going to do this?
I'm pissed.
Well, and go back 15 minutes before that exact emotion. You know, I was telling my lady, I was like, you know what? I think I can fit these. They're pretty tight. That's the insane part. That's the wild most
shit.
Insane, stupid thought of all time.
You were in the hotel room, like putting your foot in them and shit. Thinking,
not even walking them, just on the bed in the hotel room, like sticking my foot in it real quick. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I think we can make these work.
A size 12.
And,
you wear a 10.
And my lady's like, you're an idiot. Call franchise.
Yep.
And that's what we did.
And I do still rock those. I do have to take the insole out. Mine are still in pretty good condition. I've probably worn them maybe 5 to 8 times, I would say, if that. I don't know, somewhere between 4 and 8 times. And I do have to rock them without the insole just because they are tight. I would love to have a 12.5 in those, but happy to have them. So that's another pair that I do covet quite a bit in the collection just because of the story that came behind it. You being such a great friend, looking out for your boy. So I love that shit. The last part of the question, what's one pair that you would cop for free, aka the unicorn shoe? Like if you could just get it for free, what's the pair that it would be? And then also, what pair of shoes have you always wanted that you will probably get someday that you don't currently own?
That's a good one as well.
Drew, firing off. I said we were going to get to a question. This man hit up a 10-part question here.
He did. But
we'll do it.
But hey, thanks for the support. It was Drew, you say? Hey, Drew. Shout out to Drew, man. Thanks, brother. So here's the deal. With me, you know, I want to say the Jordan 1 Off-White, you know, the Chicago colorway.
Chicago's, of course.
You know, I think if I didn't have to pay for that, I mean, that would probably
be the shoe.
That would
one shoe.
The one shoe.
That's it.
And not because it's hype beast, not because it's worth probably the most out of the Off-White entire collection, but I really like Virgil Abloh, and I like what he's doing. I actually brought my pair of Off-White Prestos today. If we want to discuss them, we sure can. But that Jordan 1, it's so iconic, and what he did with the foam and the colors, I think for iconic purposes, that shoe is just a staple in the shoe game. Plus, you have the Off-White high-end fashion with it. I think that'd be the one I'd buy if I didn't have to pay for it.
Mine's a 2-part thing here because I racked my brain thinking about this, and hands down, it would be the Eminem 4. I'm a huge Eminem fan. It's obviously a stupid coveted shoe. It's stupid limited, and I don't want the blue versions. I don't want the Encore version that originally released. Right. I don't want the second Encore version that's a different shade of blue. You know me, I hate royal blue. I'm not a big fan. Either I want it baby blue, UNC light blue, or I want it dark navy blue. Those are the blues I like. I don't like anything in between. So I would definitely go with the Carhartt Eminem 4 just because of being the M fan that I am. That's the dude that I grew up on. I mean, I got the first Eminem album in 6th grade. I didn't even know what I was hearing. Yeah. I was so shocked because I had known Eminem from TV. You know what I mean? This is before you could be downloading mixtapes and all this shit. So I remember I got that CD, popped it in. I was playing San Francisco Rush on Nintendo 64. My parents were gone. It was about 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. It was starting to get dark in the summer. I was listening to Slim Shady LP. This fool was talking about cutting up his wife, throwing her in the trunk. And I'm like, what am I doing here? What
is this?
Yeah, I honestly, I was like, what? I'm a 6th grader. You know what I mean? I'm not fully understanding everything.
You know what I'm going to ask?
I'm not comprehending what's going on.
Where were your fucking parents? Because mine wouldn't have bought that in the first place. 2, if I would have bought it, they would have found it. They would have burnt it because we burnt our trash in Kansas, right? and
they would have checked it out. Dallas, throw that out in the weeds right now.
We would have been roasting marshmallows over that shit, and my dad would have been laughing his ass off because he's like, hip hop, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So, but go on. Sorry.
No. So yeah, I was appalled. I couldn't comprehend half of what was going on, but the parts I was like kind of freaked out. Like, what is this? Who is this guy? This is a far cry from My Name Is on TRL.
Bet.
You know what I mean? Like that was edited out and all this stuff. So I didn't understand, but obviously from then on, I became a huge Eminem fan, grew up just loving M, dude. And so that would be the shoe, not for the way it looks. I don't think the shoe looks that tight. Like, I'm more of a 3 guy than I am a 4 guy. And overall, it's not because I think it's the sickest looking shoe.
Sure.
It's because of the love I have for M and what the shoe means. Also, Carhartt. My dad owned the heating and air conditioning business. That was big. My dad rocked Carhartt a lot growing up, man. Out in the cold, in the winters, working. When I worked with him during the summers, Carhartt jackets, overalls. That's the shit that kept you warm, man. The hats, like when you're working out in the 5-degree weather or below zero weather, Carhartt, that kind of goes deeper for me as well with the Carhartt meaning.
Same living on a farm, same way. I either had Wranglers or Carhartts.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm going to take the Carhartts.
No doubt.
And have a little bit of swag, right?
Yep.
So yeah, shout out to Carhartt for sure, man. That's and here's the deal. That shoe does surprise me though, not because of M. Not surprised at all, and I get that. That's a pretty neutral shoe.
It's very, very neutral. And that's why I say that would be the shoe I would cop because of the nostalgia and the meaning behind it.
Would you wear it?
The shoe, no, fuck no. The shoe that I would wear, the shoe that I would want because I would wear it because I think it looks super sick would be, and this is, I'm going to put this in with the shoe that I will eventually fucking get.
Okay.
And that is the Yeezy Red October. Man, I need that shoe.
Yeah.
I love that shoe. Between 5 and 6 G's right now. I think those things came out in 2014, so they're not super, super old. But that's a shoe I would definitely want. You ain't got to look it up. It's February 2014. If you want to look it up, go ahead.
2014.
But
Check
it's February 2014. I'm gonna just
the Red Octobers.
show you right now. Yeezy Red October. That would be the shoe because of the fact that that's the one I would definitely wear. Yeah. What is the shoe that you don't have that you would like to get?
That I don't have,
or that you will eventually get. Sorry.
God, after you're calling out Yeezy, I'm a pretty simple guy.
I don't know if you can see that. I'm scrolling down right now. What is the release date on that?
That would be February 9th, 2014.
Yeezy Red October.
I like the
Don't
way you
question
party.
me, bro. I saw you going to your laptop. Well, let's see if he's right here. 2014. I thought those came out in 12. They seem a little older.
I was just trying to protect you from the trolls. I know. That's all.
Just trying to protect you from the troll. Look at my guy.
That's all, man. You know, these trolls, man.
I'm sorry to cut you off. What was the shoe?
So here's the deal. I didn't know you were going to drop the Red Octobers on me. So now you put this hype, you put this pressure, you put all this nonsense on me.
But that's a high top shoe. You know that's a shoe I would kill. I would rock the shit out of that shoe.
Yeah, that you would. That's for sure.
Just the high top stee. That's my steez, man. It's bright. It's high top. It's me.
Yeah.
Young Billy Hoyle out here, dog.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think I'm going to take it back to Ultra Boost. And, your Boost heads are going to be like, rock on.
Rock on, man. Boost is life, dude.
Boost is life. Your Nike heads are going to be like, oh, you're not in the game, bro.
Run or die.
Yes.
Comfort or die.
Run or die. I like these carbon plates in my 4%.
Yeah. All right, man. Boost.
Here's what I'll tell you. For me, I got a little bit of golf behind me, right? So I think you're going to know what I'm going to talk about, right?
Yeah.
The SNS tee times, man.
Yep.
I think that's probably...
That's totally you. I could see it.
And that's a great color. It's still neutral, right? In terms of you can rock it with a lot of different clothing. Like you don't have to wear the special fit, the special outfit.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up to wanting them to retro that. But I guess you said you're kind of over retros.
Yeah, I'm kind of over retros. I mean, there's a couple that would be cool, but here's the deal, man. I'm in a good place where I can buy things that I want, and when you want it and when you find the price, you're good. So whether they retro it or not, that doesn't really do much for me. I think it's nice, but can I cop even when they retro it? I tried to cop these multicolors just for a second pair today.
You tried to cop and you couldn't, or you had them in your cart
and
you decided not
I was
to?
like, I don't need these. So I'm really getting picky in my old age is what I would say, because I bought a lot of Boost GRs when they first came out because it was so great, so comfortable. Made some money, as you know, with that. But for me, I'm just buying what I like and what I want. I'm trying to buy things that I'll really, really wear, and I want to buy stuff that is, upper quality, higher quality. And for me, I don't want them to retro everything. A couple here and there is fine, but I think for me, it's a little too early for Ultra Boost. And that's just my opinion.
So that's a pair you will actually get one day. These SNS tee times. When you find your price.
Absolutely.
I think
I'll rock those.
That's something that I would like to speak to too. You and I are very similar on that. We are not people that will overpay for shoes. We're just not. Even though we're in a position to maybe get some things we want. I'm not saying we're balling out by any means. Don't take it that way. But
no.
We're in a good position, man. We work very, very hard. We both have multiple revenue streams of income. If you want to retire someday, you've got to be getting money from multiple sources. There's no way you're going to be able to work a 9-to-5 job or work just one job and be able to retire for most people. I mean, there may be that 3 to 5%.
Totally.
That might be able to do that. But for the most part, you're not going to be able to do that. You need multiple revenue streams. Both of us have that. We're in a position to be able to buy some things that we want, but we never overpay for shoes. I can't justify paying certain amount for a shoe. That's why I still don't own the Red Octobers. You know what I mean? Like someday I will, and someday I'll pull my head out of my ass and get them. But right now, I still haven't found the price that I'm looking for. I have a number in my head. I know you have a number in your head. And we really don't go over that.
And see, and to some people that might be overpricing. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who have bots and are really lucky with getting retail on stuff. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them, man. Go brag about it on your timeline because maybe I'll like it.
right.
Maybe I won't, right? But at the end of the day, have a price in mind and don't sway from that. And that's I think that's what you're alluding to. That's what's important. You have a price. Don't go away from that price.
Yep.
That's what it
so
is.
Shout
and
out
if you
to,
get it lower, great. But
yep. Shout out to the homie Drew again for the question on there. If you guys have any questions, mostunderratedpodcast@gmail.com or at OMG it's TTF on Twitter or Instagram or at Dal Palantonio. If you don't know how to spell Palantonio, just Google Sal Palantonio. It'll pop up. Type in Dal instead of Sal. Then you got Dal Palantonio. You're in the game. You're winning. You're killing. Do it.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Rich. Do it.
Clank, clank.
Clank, clank.
All right, man. So that's kind of wrapping up on sneakers. Do you have anything more to cover on sneakers? Anything else you want to hit on there?
No. I mean, we can cover, if we're talking about sneakers, what's coming out the rest of this week, into the next. If you want to get into some of that, we can. There's a few things that I was looking at.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Soon.
Go ahead.
What do you know about the Justin Timberlakes?
The tan joints.
You got it. So the Air Jordan 3 JTH, they call them the Bio Beige.
Oh, that's the official name?
You got
Bio
it,
Beige.
You got it. So they come out the 28th. What's your opinion on those?
Probably won't cop. Did have the pair that had the black swoosh. Yeah. Not the ones he ordered in the Super Bowl, but I don't even know what they were called now.
The Tinkers?
Had them for a brief minute. Got them in 11.5. Thought maybe I could rock them. They were just too small.
Yeah.
Sold them. Didn't end up copying another pair. Not something I'm super, super geeked on.
Yeah.
Not overly bothered by the check mark, but don't love the check mark. So it's not a must cop for me. If it's a shoe that falls to me, definitely not in the tan colorway.
Really?
I'm not a fan of that one at all. If any, I would rock the white on white, the ones he wore. That's the ones I do like the best.
Yeah.
If I were to cop a pair,
the halftime shoe joints.
Yes, the halftime joints, but I'm not jumping out the window for
me.
them.
I really like it. Brown's a very neutral color. I'm the most neutral guy in podcast history. Maybe
most neutral guy on YouTube. We can stick with that. That's fine.
Okay.
Either way,
on YouTube.
He's the most silent man in podcast history. You're the most neutral guy on YouTube.
That is. So for me, I think it's a great color, and I was able to see a pair of these in hand at Stadium Goods when I was in New York a couple weeks ago.
These Bio? What is it? Bio what?
The Bio Beige.
Bio Beige.
So it's very.
They had them sitting out, just like display model.
Or? Yeah. Well, they wrap them all. In the cellophane wrap.
Oh, so someone had them early. It was where was it?
It's at
Stadium Goods.
It's
okay,
all consignment. So people have stuff way
that's
early
where you
there.
Said they were at.
So I got to see some of the quality in them. Obviously, they had the cellophane over them, but they have rope laces, like the leather kind of suede rope laces,
like
which is
the
nice.
Jeters or some of those premium 11.
So it's got some premium hits, which is really nice. Man of the Woods inspired from his album.
Yep, of course.
I think they look really good. Nike Air on the back, of course. It's a great shoe, and I'm a 3 fan for sure. But they're just not that comfortable, and 3s are always creased out the box anyways.
Yeah.
But I really like that, and I'm looking forward to that, so I'll try to get that pair on the 28th.
Dope. What else involving sneakers? Or anything more?
I'm a fan of this silhouette. I don't know that you are. Actually, we broke them out on the radio gig that you were doing. What was that called again?
Oh, the Fan Dream Job.
Yeah. Remember the Young Ones? The orange colorway that I broke out?
Yes.
So, yeah, I broke out.
How
you know what? That's probably why you didn't get it.
That's probably why I lost.
I had the worst
Dallas
shoes in the game that day.
the Young Ones.
Yeah, so the new pair of Young Ones, which is the size exclusive.
Wait, do you have the red pair too? Or just the orange? Red and white?
I sold that pair.
Okay, you did have
Yeah,
them.
I kept the orange because it's weird. It's out there, whatever.
Are they? I feel like I've been seeing both pairs under retail lately.
Under retail, for sure. So here's a little picture, but this is the size exclusive Young One. So a little bit of neon yellow, so kind of that tennis ball colorway, maybe a little bit lighter, maybe highlighter yellow. Let's go with that. Those come out, I believe, tomorrow. Friday.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so we have those tomorrow, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of hype behind those. But then what else? You have also on Friday A Kind of Guys Ultra Boost, the tan colorway.
Yep.
Those come out on Friday as well.
Let me see those again. Go back to those. Are those laces or are those straps? Can't tell from the photo.
Those are laces.
I was going to say, if they don't have laces, I ain't fucking with them. But let me see them again. Hold up. Zoom back in. Let me see these things. Let me get a good look. They almost look like a women's like Ultra Boost X.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like them. You know what they remind me of?
I'm out on those.
They remind me of kind of like a bed comforter or a mattress. They got the ridges through them.
A bed comforter.
I don't know, man. They got the ridges through them.
I feel you on that.
I have slept on a mattress just like that.
Yeah, a little Bed Bath & Beyond
maybe
action.
That was circa 93. I don't remember.
Yep.
But kind of
Bed
weird
Bath & Beyond joints, fire.
Dope. And then the other guy is which I don't like, the Jordan 5s. But on Saturday, you got the international flights.
Yeah.
Those will sit. Those will sit heavy.
I like them because they're really kind of close to Bronco colors. Maybe some old school throwback Broncos on there. But I do not cop white 5s especially. But even just a lot of white Jordans. I don't cop the white cement 3s. A lot of people love that shoe. I'm more of a black cement 3 guy. I just hate how the toe box looks after some wears on white Jordans.
Like, because they crease, and it's a white crease, and then, like, dirt particles gets in there. Oh, they look like dog shit.
Yeah.
They do.
Even white Jordan 1s, man, or even Jordan 1s that have a white toe box on the inside. I rarely mess with those, man. Yeah. Honestly, that's why I like the gold toes over the top 3 golds. Gotcha. Because they have one white toe box and it's patent leather, so that thing's just going to get destroyed on that pair. I just can't do the all white. So you say obviously those are going to sit. You say you're going after them or no?
No, those are going to sit. I think really the only ones that I was going to go after was the bio beige Timberlake joints, maybe the young ones, but I feel like we can get those.
Are those comfortable?
They're not bad. They feel a lot like, for me, I didn't wear them a lot, but the Desert Rats, they feel kind of similar to that. I think the Desert Rats have a little bit more cushion because they've got the Ortholite insoles, but very similar, chunky, But I'll see if they go into retail, and if they do, I'll get the highlighter joints.
I don't. Wait, do you still have the orange pair?
I do.
So
I sold the red and white.
But you're going to keep the orange pair.
Keep the orange pair.
That's a good Bronco game shoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get a Bronco game, it's a great shoe to bust out. You just look like
loud. You got the solar orange. You got a little solar yellow in it. You got a little blue. I think it's a great shoe.
I think I could see you at hey, look at that guy. He's got those snazzy Adidas sneakers matching his jersey.
It's very nice.
Bronco, yeah.
It's very nice.
Very, very nice.
Very
yes.
nice. Okay.
A lot of noise on those ones. Yes.
Aside from that, they have those premium dunks that come out on Saturday.
Let me see.
I don't know a lot about
premium
them.
dunks.
Yeah, so they call them the Nike SB X Premiers.
Oh, yep.
So I think they're a little bit more quality build. There's something with the swooshes that you can do,
Are they? It looks like on the Nike app, it's kind of showing it blinking here.
Yeah.
I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but. Actually, the camera's not going to pick up anything because I just locked the phone and shit the bed first class. All right, let me see that again. So for all those watching on YouTube, you'll kind of be able to see this. On the Nike Sneakers app, they have the shoe is actually switching colors on the swoosh. So it's like switching out different swooshes, almost like I did on the edit with the Travis Scotts. That's kind of what it looks like. It goes from white to like a brown to like a brown with Nike logos all over the inside, it looks like.
Right.
Or some kind of writing. Those are actually pretty dope. I'm not a huge like brown guy. The waffle dunks is probably.
Ooh, those are fire.
Yeah, I like that pair a lot. That's more the brown I'd go with. This is more of a beige. It's kind of like those Timberlakes a little bit, or like the Vinchetta tans or whatever they have.
Yeah,
like
I think probably closer to that.
Closer to that.
Yeah,
yep,
for sure.
Not something I'm going after. I'm curious on the swooshes though. I wonder, are those just is one side of the shoe, like is the left side white and the right side has the other checks on it, or are they switch? They don't look switchable. It doesn't look like it's Velcro.
You know what I was hoping? I was hoping you could scratch it off like a lotto ticket.
Are you serious?
How fire would that be?
Are you being serious though? No, that's tight.
I think that'd be sweet.
That would be super dope. I think you just gave away $1 million idea.
When I look at this, like look at the crumbles below it. It kind of reminds me of the crumbles from a lotto ticket.
Dude,
like,
you're totally correct.
Like, can I scratch those off and like a lotto ticket?
You're killing me right now. We got to figure this out.
And then find some fire below it?
We got to figure this out. SB Dunk Premium.
Have I talked you into copping possibly?
I don't, dog. That's kind of hard because you know how much I like the wings. I love the concept of the wings where it rubs off. Exactly.
To one of yours, for sure.
I did that to mine.
Got ballsy.
Dumbasses called them fake. People are stupid.
I got mine on ice, and why? Because those are so below retail. I don't know, man.
Those are Dunk High Premium. What's the colorway on that thing, or what are they even called?
They're called the Nike SB X Premier Dunk Highs.
Damn, I don't.
SBX Premiers.
Man, maybe someone can leave a comment below. I don't got time to research right now. Maybe someone can leave a comment below. Do those scratch off? Like, because you're right. They do show like little crumbles beneath the
Look at this.
the picture on the sneakers app.
Premier SB? That's kind of nice.
That's tight. The insole's fire.
Tight. The insole, what you're seeing there is like this big circle, Nike check, Premier SB branding.
I'm trying to think. I don't really have any like fire tan shit right now. Maybe I needed some new tan in my life. I think I sold everything that I had that was tan.
Yeah, do you own a pair of Dunks?
No, but I got my eye on, remember those Undefeated joints that dropped a long time? I got my eye on a pair of those. Even though those are all white, I just said I don't really like the white. Like,
you could probably find a good price here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the ones I'm really looking forward to. I want to get those. I did sell the waffles. I'm kind of regretting that, but I had 3 different pairs. You remember I bought those when they were just sitting, and then all of a sudden they shot through the roof. I had a size 10, 11, and 12 and sold all 3 of them. Yeah. Regretting I sold the 12 because I did want to rock them, but the price I got for them was just too much. I had to get rid of them. Sure. Couldn't justify keeping them. As I always say, everything in my collection, everything I own is for sale for the right price. I mean, I'm not going to always, you know what I mean? But
so I'm good with sneakers, I think.
You good on the sneakers?
That's about all I got.
Yeah, man, I might have to. I'm gonna do some more research on those. I might have to look into those. They look kind of sick. They'll probably be available at skate shops, I would assume.
I would think, yeah. Most Dunks you will find at skate shops. You'll see, the local,
Check out Premier Skate if you're a big dunk person. PremierSkate.com. They have a lot of. That's where I copped all my waffles from. They have a lot of Dunks on there. It's a great website. It's a great company, super fast shipping. Premier Skate if you're looking for Dunks. Occasionally they get Jordan stocks. They'll stock some Jordans, but not a ton over there. Wait, let's finish off the sneakers with this over here. What do you got sitting over here? Some off-white, the penny loafer joints that we talked about on Tuesday?
Yeah, we got the penny loafer joints to bring them in just to see.
Let me see these shits. Oh my gosh. If you're watching on the YouTube channel right now, you could check out these off-white Prestos in the white colorway. I don't even know if that's a white colorway, but dang.
Here's the deal. In my opinion, sneaker of the year if it wasn't for the Wotherspoons.
Are you serious? Do you like those better?
Yeah, sneaker of the year right here if it wasn't for the Wotherspoons.
Are you going to wear these or what are you doing with these?
I'm going to wear those, man. I'm going to wear those. Wow. I actually put them on feet last night just to see how they felt. And man, they run just a little big. So, if you're normally a 10.5, go a 10. You should be fine. They run a little different than Prestos, the original Prestos, but man,
look how wide that looks. It looks like a pair of Etnies from back in the day. Some globes.
Cool, man.
Hey, check out my globes, man.
I think they're so cool. And that tongue, dude, you can rock any pair of pants, shorts with that. Oh my God, everything lays perfect.
Putting them on feet might change my mind. I doubt it. Like I said last time, I just can't get over that the penny loafer toe box. Look. It's killing me. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't even own any Prestos normally, so I don't know why I would buy the off-white pair. I wouldn't buy the off-white pair is the answer there. If I don't own a normal version of the shoe, I'm probably not into the off-white pair.
Right.
Just other than the Blazers. Those Blazers. Remember I said last time, those Blazers are
growing.
I got my eye on those,
They're growing on me.
Definitely, I got my eye on those. No, those are cool, man. Not as bad in hand as I thought they would be. Definitely still couldn't pull them off, but they're totally you. Just like when you said the T times, they're just you. Like some shoes are just you can picture on a person. Yeah. Knowing Dallas for as long as I have, knowing this guy the way I do, those shoes are him. They fit him. That's his style. Not my style at all. For sure. You know me. I mean, it's not me. Too wide, too bulky, too
low.
Yeah, everything that's not me.
Too penny loaf.
Yeah, too penny loaf.
Loaf.
Too loaf and jug for me. All right, cool. I think that about wraps up sneakers. Do we want to jump into the Nicki Minaj stuff first, or we want to go Hard Knocks?
Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm feeling Hard Knocks.
All right, yeah, let's go.
I'm
Hard
super
Knocks.
pumped on this show.
Let's go Hard Knocks. We've been watching Hard Knocks. If you have not been watching it on HBO, you are missing out, man. This is one of the best produced shows on television right now, even if you're not a football fan. I was watching with Mia the other night. She is not a football fan at all. And she's into the show. It's grabbing her attention.
Sure.
And it's because of the way that they shoot the show. There's so many cool behind the scenes stories. They profile different guys trying to make the team. All the cuts are starting to come down here pretty soon. People are going to start getting cut. Unfortunately, that's going to be sad for some guys and their families being sent home. But that's the NFL. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's still a bottom line business. Can you perform or can you not?
Sure.
Certain people have injury issues, different things going on.
Yep.
Like they profile that dude Kajus, Devin Kajus. That
AKA
guy, fan
Juice.
favorite. Dude, that guy, I was so pumped that he had a good game the other
Yeah.
night. Who did they play? My mind is
So they
memory's slipping
played,
me.
was it Buffalo?
Buffalo. That's right. Tyrod
Buffalo.
Taylor played his
Yep.
old team. Or Tyrod.
Oh, hey, yeah. Hold on.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
go
hold
ahead,
on.
go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know Tyrod Taylor as Tyrod. Let me put you on some game here. His name is actually pronounced Tyrod Taylor.
That's crazy. I thought, did you, when you
And
were
who wants
watching
to
it,
argue?
when you were watching it, so we're talking about episode 3. They're on episode
Correct.
3. I think it's only, a 4 or 5 episode show?
I think it's a 4, if not 5-part series.
So yeah, it's going to go only 1 or 2 more episodes. Yeah. It's a very, very short series, 4 to 5 weeks long, and then it's done. It's just training camp. They profile a different team every year. Yep. Usually it's a team that didn't make the playoffs. And then
Cleveland definitely didn't.
Yeah, of course. Cleveland, 0-16. So the announcer on Hard Knocks comes in and he says to Rod, it's like the voiceover guy. He's like, and today Tyrod Taylor is facing this or whatever, talking about him. And I'm like, I even said, I was like, this fool's mispronouncing his name.
Right. Me too.
And,
the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm pissed. I'm like, it's frustrating. It's like an eyesore,
Right. I'm like, why is this man doing Tyrod Taylor like that? Like, come on, HBO, get it together. Like, you guys have this great series. You guys are doing such a great job producing it, and you let this man, the voiceover guy, it's like the old NFL Films guy. Like, his voice is on a ton of documentaries. You've heard the dude's voice on a ton of stuff before. And Tyrod Taylor, whatever. And he keeps calling him Tyrod, and we're like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, it comes to you, and they show clips of the quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield and Brogan, Robeck, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Brobeck.
Broby was his nickname. That's right.
Yeah, and they're calling him, he wanted to highlight the bro in it.
So they're calling him Tyrod. And I'm like, what is going on here? You know? And then all of a sudden they show him at a press conference and the media starts asking him, hey, is your name pronounced Tyrod or Tyrod? And he's like, it's Tyrod.
Well, and he's like, well, all you guys know me as Tyrod. That's kind of what stuck. But he's like, my mom. He talked about, he gave shout outs to his mom saying, my mom's always called me. And she actually doesn't even call him Tyrod.
No, that's what he said. He said, my mom calls me
him
Tyrod.
by his middle name.
Yeah. What was it again?
Damn it. What was his
I forgot. Oh, man. JJ, you watch the show? No, of course not.
We ain't got no help for JJ.
Anyway, so oh man, this is killing me. Anyway, they call him by his middle name. So he said, they asked him what the correct pronunciation of his name is. Yeah. He said, well, my mom calls me Tyrod, but she doesn't even call me by my name. Everyone else calls me Tyrod. Tyrod's what I hear mostly. Tyrod's what I'm used to. So he's almost like an identity crisis here. Like, he doesn't even know what his name is. Like, he doesn't even know what he should be called. Like, if someone went up to me, I would know how to pronounce my name and know what it is, but he has heard his name pronounced wrong so many times. And when you're at that level in the media and you're seeing this coverage, every, Sports Center and all this stuff that you're on, and everyone is saying Tyrod. He said it actually started in college. Lee Corso called him Tyrod when he was at Virginia Tech. Oh, Tyrod Taylor around the outside rushing for a 20-yard touchdown. Lee Corso, everyone knows Lee Corso from College Game Day. He called him Tyrod Taylor at Virginia Tech, and it just stuck. Everyone ran with Tyrod Taylor. Yep. And I'm so impressed. I don't even know. I want to call him Tyrod because that's what I know, but I want to respect him and call him by what his real name is, Tyrod. But either way, I'm so impressed by this guy. Mm-hmm. Just showing at Hard Knocks. Did you see episode 1 where Hugh Jackson goes up to Baker Mayfield and he says, he shows Tyrod getting in at like 4:30 in the morning,
and staying there late.
AM. Yeah. He is there at the facility early. This dude's getting 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and Hugh Jackson goes over to Baker Mayfield and he says, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Why you not getting in here when 5's getting in?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, well, he's got his own little routine or his own little stretching and stuff." He goes, what about your own little routine, your own little stretching? And Baker just kind of looked at him like kind of shell-shocked a little bit. What happens? Baker Mayfield the next day, he's in at 5. He's getting there early with Tyrod. So it was cool, man. It was cool to see him set that standard as a leader. And that's something you need. And I think that organization is trending up, man. The Browns, they have a ton of talent.
I'm not a fan of the Browns. That's not my team. But I'll tell you
know
what.
Me, I hate Ohio.
I got some respect all of a sudden. And this show does that in a way and shows them. I mean, obviously, they have to be putting in the work and they have to be, to be credible. But this show is really insightful in showing, the ins and outs of their personal lives, their football lives, their girlfriends, their wives, their kids are being shown at Hard Knocks. Let me tell you something. The first episode, I almost cried, man. Hugh Jackson. His mom died and his brother died all within 2 weeks of each other. Yep. And this guy is still having to hold it together and keep it together at training camp with a professional NFL team. Like, it's very emotional. It shows a lot of great stuff. And who would have thought Baker Mayfield and the QBs would get their own RV?
No doubt. That was Baker's thing, man. He said he wanted to have. I don't know if he did that for Hard Knocks to get away from the cameras, or if he just did it as a bonding thing. I'm not sure, but either way, the quarterbacks have their own RV. That's where they stay. That's where they hang out. Because they're out at training camp. I don't know if. Do they go home at night, or they stay in like a dorm facility over there? That's something they haven't really chronicled. I remember when the Atlanta Falcons, they were staying in on a college campus. The Cowboys, they were staying like a dorm thing when they did the Cowboys. So I remember from past seasons, you remember the Broncos used to go up to UNC and stay in the dorms up there in college. Now they don't. They're just at Dove Valley. They go home every night. I don't like that. I wish that Broncos would go to a remote area. Mm-hmm. And it forces you to learn to live with each other, to learn to help each other out on the day-to-day basis. You become so much closer as a team when you do that. And I'm kind of disappointed that the Broncos don't do that or don't stay somewhere off-site.
Well, look what it did for Remember the Titans.
Oh, my God. This guy. Dude. I thought you were going to say some serious shit and you go into like Hollywood.
Dude, hey.
I mean, I know it's based on a true story, but.
Okay, all I can tell you.
It's a dope movie. Let's jump in. I want to jump into a little soundbite.
You don't want to do the strong side, left side?
No, I don't. Okay. I'm not Gary right now, okay?
You're not Gary Bertier?
No, I'm not. Gary Bertier, wow. Busting up full government name.
Government cheese over here. Government cheese.
Let me play you a clip from Hard Knocks. This is the offensive line coach, Bob Wiley. Did you see this guy?
Yes, he's incredible.
This guy's the worst. And I'm going to show you why.
Do you know why he's the best, in my opinion?
Why?
Bob Wiley drives a Maserati.
That shit is fire.
That's fire.
Him getting out of it, not that fire. No. Did you see him trying to get out of that thing?
He has a hell of a time getting out of it.
Now, this guy's close. What do you think? He's over 400? He's pushing 400. He might be over 4.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's a big
Large guy.
Which offensive line coach is fitting. But listen to this big guy. Listen to what he tells the players here on this clip from Hard Knocks on Tuesday night.
We got stretch. Get ready for stretch. This is my favorite part, is stretch. I get to sit down for 10 minutes.
Meet Bob Wiley, the Browns offensive line coach.
Stretch. I'd rather watch a plant grow than stretch. How'd they play football in 1946 when there was no music? How'd those guys do that? What idiot?
That's a good point.
They get the Glenn Miller band, and so they could have music. They put the Glenn Miller band in the stands and play music.
That's a good point.
Some things that we do are good. Some of the old things may be still better. Stretch is way overrated. Did you know World War I, World War II, all those guys that fought in that war, right? They did push-ups, jumping jacks, sit-ups, climbed the rope and ran. But none of this fancy shit, okay? Right? And they won 2 world wars. 2 world wars by doing jumping jacks, push-ups, and sit-ups. 2 world wars. You think they were worried when they're running across Normandy about fucking stretching? Are you kidding me?
A few people might have pulled a hammy.
Well, let me see. Give me my rubber band so I can stretch to run across that fucking beach. You gotta be kidding me. Set! Grab your balls.
All right, anyway. So Bob Wiley, now obviously this man's out of shape. If you just saw the clip here on the YouTube channel, or if you watch the show, this man's out of shape. And now he's telling him not to stretch. What is the point of that? Obviously, we know stretching is probably one of the greatest things ever. It prolongs your longevity, not only in sports, but in life. Yeah. People that do yoga, you have 70, 80-year-old people that stretch and do yoga, and they're some of the most in shape, fit, active, move around to people there are. You know the old saying, use it or lose it. Yeah. If you don't stretch every day, I'm not saying I do. I should stretch a lot more than I do.
Same.
But if you don't stretch every day, your muscles are tightening. You're going to become stiff. That's what happens to old people. They stop being active, they stop stretching, and they become old and stiff, and then they die. What is this man trying to promote? NFL elite level Lamborghini athletes. These motherfuckers are Maseratis themselves. You know what I mean? And he's telling them, that's like saying, let's just go eat McDonald's every day. What are you doing here in the facility eating this shit? Let's go eat McDonald's. Let's go eat Wendy's. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Bob Wiley looks like he's been eating quite a bit of McDonald's and Wendy's. He just strikes me as an old school coach that time has passed him by. The modern day athlete has passed him by. I think so. This is an old school guy. You know who else doesn't believe in probably stretching or modern day stuff? Miss Mahan, my 7th grade teacher, worst teacher I ever had in my life. You know why? Because she was old and life has passed her by, and she doesn't believe in evolving and doesn't believe in moving forward with things. She's the Bob Wiley of school teaching. Worst teacher I ever had. Never taught me anything in language arts. You know why? Because she didn't want to be there. She was worn out. She was burnt out. She was old. That was just Miss Mahan. That's what Bob Wiley reminded me of.
Totally. Yeah, stretching's pretty important, right? That's what lubes the joints in your body.
Right.
It's very, very important. So, yeah, long story short, guy drives a nice car.
That's
awesome. The guy is a little far off in his head. He's losing his melons.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know how much longer Bob Wiley's going to last in Cleveland or in the league. I'm not really sure what they have as far as offensive line talent. I know Joe Thomas retired. That was their big guy.
Yeah, that was a big guy.
I don't know what they have as far as their line or how good they're going to be. Luckily, they have Tyrod Taylor, who's a mobile quarterback. Baker Mayfield, pretty mobile himself if he gets thrust into action this year. But not a big fan of Bob Wiley. I just don't.
Got a weird impression. It was funny.
Right. It was funny. It was funny.
But,
But at the end of the day, you're not there to be funny. You're there to coach the offensive line and do what's best for these athletes and get them in shape and get them ready for the season. Yeah. You're pissed off that they're in there stretching?
Yeah.
Bob.
Take care of your Maseratis.
No shit.
Okay.
Lose a few pounds yourself. I mean, this guy is not exactly the epitome of health. He's not promoting health. Correct. These coaches they're not really in the NFL anymore. They're pretty much pushed out. The biggest coaches you kind of see, maybe Andy Reid. Wade Phillips has a little bit of pounds on him, but he's not Bob Wiley huge.
Sure.
This isn't the man that I would look at. This would be like the equivalent of someone standing on the sideline smoking a cigarette, coaching the guys. Yeah. This ain't the 70s anymore, bud. This ain't even the 80s, if you want to go that way. The NFL, the ESPN isn't playing "You Got Jacked Up" anymore on Monday Night Football. Right. You know what I mean? Remember that segment? The game has changed. The NFL has changed. Things are evolved. For worse or for better, however, whatever your opinion is on it, you've got to realize that the game is changing and the game has changed. Right. Don't get passed by. My point here is don't be Bob Wiley in life. Don't let things pass you by. Don't say, it's never going to take off. Don't be that business owner in 1995 that said, we don't need a website. Yeah. No, that shit's a fad. Internet's a fad. Don't be that guy. Embrace technology. Embrace cryotherapy. Embrace yoga. Embrace stretching, especially when you're an elite level athlete.
You bet.
That's all I got to say. I'm ranting on Bob Wiley. I don't know. It just bothered me. It hit me the wrong way. It was funny, like you said. Yeah, it was. But it just hit me in a weird way.
Yeah.
I was,
and then you think back, you're like, well, then you make excuses. Well, it's Cleveland. It's no wonder why they suck. No wonder why this. You shouldn't have stuff like that. Your mentality should be to be the best at all times. What are you putting in your body? What are you doing to your body? How are you treating your body? And how do we take you to the next level?
Yep.
And that's the way life should be, right? Just like you said earlier, dude, are we investing into multiple things? Do we have multiple incomes, multiple sources that we're, pulling from? Absolutely, man. If you're not, you're going to lose.
Yep.
Life, time, everything's going to pass you by.
Yep.
There's no doubt.
I do think the Browns have an awesome head coach at the helm. I know he's won 2 games.
Sure.
What is it? 2 games, right? Over there in Cleveland?
Yes.
I think 1 or 2 games, something like that. Terrible record. In 2 seasons, he's won 2 games over there. Not good. But man, Hugh Jackson's a leader.
He is.
He knows how to coach his coaches. Yeah. And that's something that I think Vance Joseph is learning this year, and he needs to do a better job of this year because Vance's head was spinning last year. Yeah. He didn't know up from down, left from right. He didn't know his elbows from his asshole, to be quite honest with you. I was disappointed in the job Vance Joseph did. It was his first year, just like last time was our first podcast. This podcast is hopefully getting better. We're hopefully getting better. I know he probably wasn't satisfied with that, but he didn't do a good job of coaching his coaches. He could learn from Hugh Jackson. In that first and second episode, you saw Hugh Jackson in his coach's ass coaching the coaches. Yeah. And that's something that I feel like any coach can learn from. You know what I mean? Hugh Jackson's the man over there. He's a great leader, and he's got a great leader in Tyrod Taylor at the helm.
He does. A.K.A.
Tyrod.
Diallo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tyrod.
Diallo is his middle name, which
Diallo. Oh, that's right.
Diallo.
Yeah, well, no wonder we couldn't remember it.
Diallo.
Tyrod Diallo Taylor. That's what his mom calls him, Diallo.
But don't call him that. He says only his mom.
Right.
So that's a little FYI
I'm still
there,
running with Tyrod, man. Everyone,
Tyrod.
It's going to be interesting to see how the announcers, you're watching Monday Night Football this year. Is Al Michaels going to say Tyrod?
What are they
Is
gonna
Jim
do?
Nantz going to say Tyrod?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I guess just to kind of in that segment, what I was going to say is, I mean, huge action. He's awesome.
Huge action?
Huge action.
Yeah, he was awesome, dude.
He definitely controls that squad.
Yep.
Like, there is no question about it. The Broncos have some opportunities with that. That's a little close to home. But that guy, like you said, I watched him with the coaches there. Todd Haley tried to step up to him.
On episode 2, you saw Todd
episode
Haley
2.
saying, "Hey, man, we need to clang and bang a little bit more in practice.
And
we need to be out here
he's
hitting
like,
a little
no,
more."
We're actually going to protect our people, thank you, and that's what we're going to do.
That's what we're gonna do.
You're either with me or not.
Yep.
He didn't say all that, but that was the mentality.
I
That
wish
was the mindset, and
I
that was
I
it.
had that sound pulled up because
awesome.
it was great. Todd Haley did. He's like, "I think we need to bang a little more. I think we need to get him game ready.
And
I
then
think we
check
need to get
this
these
out,
guys
though.
ready to go."
After that, Haley was like, "You know what? I'm bought in." Like, literally before the meeting was before they were dispersing on the meeting, Todd Haley was like, "Hey, I think we're going in the right direction."
Yeah, Hugh shut him down and said, "Nope, we're going to protect our guys. We're not hitting any.
Totally.
We're not going to hit a ton in practice. We're going to make sure we get to the season healthy. We're not going to play guys unnecessarily in preseason.
Correct.
None of that matters. What matters is the regular season. I'm the head coach. This is the way I want to do things."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "With all due respect to you guys, I've been in your chair. I've been in your position, but I'm in this chair now.
Yeah.
This is my time. I'm the coach. We're going to do it the way I want it. My ass is on the line."
Yep.
And Todd Haley kind of looked at him, and I don't think he necessarily agreed with him.
Right.
But he did the good thing as far as being a good teammate and said, "Okay,
Moving forward,
Moving
essentially,
forward.
I'm on board.
I'm on board, and I'm really excited about the things I do see. I think we have a lot of talent. I think there are some positive things that I've seen so far in training camp, and they move forward."
That was it.
And Hugh Jackson, to be able to control that room, that's what you need as a head coach.
You bet.
And that's something that I directly correlated to the Broncos and Vance Joseph and Vance not doing. Now, am I in the locker room? Am I in the boardrooms? Do I see what Vance Joseph's doing on the daily? No. But I do watch the games. I do see the sidelines. And based off of our 5-10 record last year, 5-11 record, sorry, he was not doing a good job of coaching the coaches. And so that's kind of how I want to wrap that up there.
Oh.
Anything more on Hard Knocks?
Real quick, just outside of Hard Knocks with the Browns. Did you hear about what Bud Light said the other day?
No.
Oh, yeah.
What happened there?
Check this out. So, and this was, who was this from? Cleveland.com, I believe, is the source on this. So, Cleveland, Ohio. So they said at least one odds maker took note of the recently announced promotion Bud Light is sponsoring for the 2018 Cleveland Browns season. The beer maker announced last week that it's installing locked victory fridges in the greater area of Cleveland.
Wow.
Wireless technology will unlock the fridges the moment the Browns win their first game.
No way.
The last team.
They're in the stadium only? Or they're all over the place?
All in the greater area of Cleveland.
Oh, shit.
How cool is that? So they're all locked, and they're all, you can be unlocked by, whatever wireless technology, whatever they're using.
So once the Browns win a game, they're just going to become unlocked. Everyone can go get a Bud Light. Yeah. How do they do that without people not carding anyone, minors getting beers? Like, is there a system?
I don't know what the system is, but let's see. Bud Light isn't saying where specifically the fridges will be located. Only that a couple will be in First Energy Stadium, and the rest will be in various places where fans gather. Where you have to be 21 or older.
I was gonna say there's got to be someone there checking.
So
an
there
ID.
has to be like maybe near some bars, maybe near some restaurants.
That'd be
whatever it
dope
might
if they're using wireless technology. If they could install an ID reader on the side, so you just swipe your ID and then it opens.
Yeah,
and then you can.
But it
just grab a
definitely
beer.
says since Bud Light is a mainstream, you can definitely count out local craft breweries.
Right. Not only that, but think about all the if it was just an open fridge that unlocked. Think about the first 10 motherfuckers they're going to take the whole fridge. Yeah. Like, there's got to be some kind of system.
Well,
I think it's a
in
cool
Cleveland.
idea, in theory.
Yeah.
But what's stopping minors? What's stopping people from just coming and grab? Just questions I have that about that promotion. But I imagine it probably won't go over well. There'll probably be some underage drinking. There'll probably be somebody that takes them all. Or the fridges won't open at all and the wireless technology will fail, similar to what the Cleveland Browns do every year.
Right.
So it'll be a situation like that. Nothing works right in Cleveland. Nothing goes right until you show me something different. That's what I believe.
Right.
It's the dog pound. Everything is just dog shit over there.
So far, you got it. All right. So I'm good with that.
You're good on.
Just wanted to add that little snippet. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Let's get into the Nicki Minaj stuff and kind of wrap this up here. We're a little bit over an hour in, so I don't want to drag on too long. I know a lot of podcast people just drag on and talk bullshit forever. I'm trying to give you stuff that you can actually use and some entertainment. So let's jump into the Nicki Minaj stuff. Her speaking on Travis Scott. Also her postponing her world tour. What do you know about this?
Quite a bit, actually. So I think it's funny. So we'll start off with Nicki Minaj canceling the tour. So she's been in the limelight, right, with Travis Scott, putting down Travis Scott, putting down his sales, putting down even his Astro World merch.
And what's the story behind that? I didn't see a ton of that. I heard about the canceled tour. I kind of read up on that. The whole Astro World, the album sales, she debuted at number 2, so she came out and started trashing Spotify.
And she's salty, essentially.
Right.
So that Travis Scott is getting more clout, more play, for her album that was just...
Well, it was his second week, too.
Correct.
So it was the second week that Astroworld had been out, and he still topped her. I think that's what really had
I think that's
her
what really
pissed.
had it. So, so she goes on to a couple media outlets, which I could probably let you speak on that, just kind of trashing him and saying a few things. We can even grab a couple tweets. But long story short, as all this is kind of evolving and coming to a head, she just announces that she's canceling her tour with Future, I believe, is who she was going to tour with. And
she's postponing. Future's still going to do the European
correct.
dates, is what I'm seeing, but not the U.S. dates?
Correct. So she's going to have a different headliner, is what she was saying with her tweet a couple days ago.
Or 3
possibly.
or 4, or 2 or 3 openers or whatever.
And what she said was, she's like, hey, I just don't have the time to give you guys the show that you want, the show that you deserve. This was her literal tweet. And for me, I looked at it and I said, okay, I can value that. But to me, the other side says it's a cop-out.
Right.
And your ticket sales are low. You're not seeing the numbers that you need. You're not seeing the growth that you need. I get it. I see what you're doing here.
That's what it is. Well, that's what the rumors are. Our ticket sales are low. And when I say low, I mean, we're talking low. On these world tours, on these big stadium shows, it's oftentimes at arenas, places where your NBA basketball team in your local city is playing at. These places seat 20,000 or so people, anywhere from, I'd probably say the average is about, Barclays Center in Brooklyn's probably one of the smaller ones, but that one seats about, I think, 15,000. So roughly, anywhere from 15,000 to 20,000 people is what you're going to see in these shows. And for her to kick off this tour and not see, or about to kick off the tour and not see the ticket sales. Now, this is the ticket sales that we're talking about. For opening night in Baltimore, 2,000 tickets have currently been sold. In LA, 3,400. New Orleans, 1,000. Denver, 1,300. Chicago, 3,900. Even her hometown of Brooklyn, 5,050 tickets. Wow. Just over 5,000. We're talking about 20,000 people fitting in these arenas, 15 to 20,000. This is all she's getting for ticket sales. No wonder she's postponing the tour. It's not because of all the stuff you talked about. It's because she's not selling tickets.
Right.
Why can't we just be honest with people and say, hey, guys, what happened to Barbs? Where are the Barbs at?
Absolutely.
Where my Barbs at?
No doubt. Well, and here's my problem with the whole thing. So obviously you see a spiraling out of control with Nicki Minaj, but amongst the disastrous ticket sales, canceling the tour, her lashing out at Travis Scott, and then also bringing Kylie Jenner, accusing them of using their baby Stormy to boost his album sales?
Damn, I didn't hear about that.
Dude, she's digging deep, dog. I don't understand why. And this is all from page6.com. I don't understand. I mean, she's living this shit life right now in terms of her sales and everything. Her name is just going down the shitter, the toilet.
Did you hear the album at all or no?
Astroworld?
No, her album.
Oh, no. Why would I do that?
I don't know. I just don't. I skimmed through it.
Did you?
Honestly, some of the beats were cool, but some of the stuff sounded so dated. It sounded like she recorded this a year ago. You know what I mean?
Really?
It just the production sounded dated, because in music these days, you know how sound is changing so quick. Yeah. And in hip hop, especially, all these little tweaks, you record a record a year ago, it may sound old. Right. It may sound dated. You go back and listen to some of the Drake shit from a year or two ago. It sounds a little bit dated compared to what's going on now. And that's what I took from the Nicki Minaj album. I thought some of the lyrics, it was just super punchline heavy for no reason. There was no storytelling. It wasn't really going anywhere. It was just punchline, almost like battle rap. And then some of the songs, I thought the production was dated. That's kind of my take on the album. I do think the performance at the VMAs the other night was probably one of the better performances of the night. And I think she chose the best songs on the album to perform. Aside from Fifi, I hate that record.
Yeah.
I can't stand that shit.
Annoys
6ix9ine annoys. It's just annoying as fuck.
I can't do it.
It annoys me to no end. People here at the shop play it. They love it. I don't know what to say. They're also the same people that went for the multicolors today. I'm just kidding, guys. If you went for the multicolors, I'm teasing you. But no, and realistically, I thought the performance was good. Other than the Fifi song, I do think she's backpedaling a little bit and making excuses because of low ticket sales. VMA. Speaking of that, what did you see over there the other night? Hype sneakers. I saw a couple people were rocking hype sneakers. I thought Khaled would have a little more hype on him.
Well, yeah. So he came out.
What was he doing?
He came out with the Raptors originally.
What is he doing?
But he did do a switch.
Oh, he switched it up. I didn't see that.
And I couldn't tell if they were because I just couldn't see it good enough. And I tried to zoom in on the computer here, but it looks like he either went with those new Flyknit threes that just came out, or they looked like a cause. But I don't know why he'd be wearing the cause because those are obviously old.
Yeah, maybe he likes some shit.
Dated. But it looked like one of those. So he did do a shoe rotation, but Raptors is what he started with.
Raptors. Yeah. That's crazy to me. I was about to drop the review on the Raptors. I actually recorded it the other day, and I'm going to re-record it because I was way too nice to the shoe. I think the shoe
is not good.
Not good, dog. Yeah. It's not good. It's I thought the red was going to be a little brighter from the colors. I thought it was going to be more of like a, not necessarily infrared, but just a brighter red. Right. I'm not feeling the red that they used. It just looks too bland. It honestly makes it look like a kid's shoe. It looks like a little kid's shoe to me. Yeah. And I think the suede, the suede has, I don't know, it's not as black as it should be. It kind of looks ashy. Like it kind of looks like
gray ashy.
Yeah, it just, it just doesn't look like it's good quality. Not to say it's not. I know some people did have quality issues on their pair. Sorry for my rant real quick on these Raptor 4s, but not a pair that I really thought were that dope. Overall, on feet, especially the most important thing, once I put them on feet, dog, they honestly look like they're so wide and so puffed out. They do look like a 90s skate shoe. Yeah. They really look weird. And I was like, man, what is the deal? I put on my Dunk from Above 4s. I put on a couple other pairs of 4s that I had, and I was like,
totally different?
Totally different. I was like, these are shit. And they fit weird. They fit, like, I swear, I don't know if I need a half size up, but it feels like I need a half size up.
Interesting.
It's like, it's a weird shoe for me. Disappointed I have them. Definitely going to sell them if I can sell them. I don't even know if I can sell them.
I don't know.
If I can get my money back, that would be happy.
They may even be, still be sitting at a few places. I know they were sitting throughout that release day, but I think by the end of the weekend, most pairs were probably copped. But I didn't check them out, man. It wasn't a shoe for me. I didn't want to grab it, but
I thought they were brighter.
There were rumors and rumblings that, as Drake was trying to figure out Nike or Adidas for that time, that this shoe could have been one of Drake's signature shoes. Obviously, it probably wasn't going to be done this same way, but there were rumors and rumblings as this all was playing out before these came out. But yeah, not a shoe for me. Don't like the colorway. Just not a fan. Didn't need it. Didn't get it. But I will tell you, at the VMAs though, there was some swag.
What else was over there? What else was over there?
So, two of the notable ones that I enjoyed seeing was Marshmello, the producer, and Logic. They both had the UNC off-white ones.
Saw Logic's.
So that was fire. Pete Davidson, of course, being number 2.
Dude, I saw what he was wearing. It looked like K-Swiss or something. What was it?
I believe those two, they're an off-white shoe, but I believe them to be the off-white Vulcans. Is the model.
They look terrible.
So it looks like a Vans, right? It's the Vulcan model is kind of like a low-cut Vans look.
Do you have a picture of them? Or do you have some shit you can show me or no?
Yeah. Let's see.
When I saw them on TV, they looked like a pair of K-Swiss, dog. Like I was like, what is Pete Davidson wearing? I just saw this man on Complex Sneaker Shopping. This guy's into sneakers. What's the deal? Oh, that's what he was wearing?
So
that's why I saw the stripes on the bottom.
Yeah. So there's a couple different models of the Vulcan.
They've
got different stripes, different, some have different logos on the bottom. But
I fuck with those. I like those. Those are cool.
They're not too bad, but he also did have the off-white cargo pants. Which I can show you those.
That's dope.
That was a fire look.
That's dope. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But so he bring cargos back, so that's kind of cool.
See, dog. Wait, are those the same shoes you just showed me?
No.
Oh, that's the ones I saw.
Yeah, there's a few models. They all are a little different.
The ones you showed me, I would rock. Those I would never rock.
They almost look like a K-Swiss Gazelle combo.
Right. Dude, I was like, what? Why is there so many stripes on the side of that shoe? I was very confused when I saw.
Like if you go to Vulcans though, however. Like
those off-white ones are fire.
See, like Vulcans, like there's a bunch of different looks to them.
Yeah, the model he's wearing, I'm not a fan of at all.
Yeah, I
But
mean-
the ones that look like Vans, the one you showed me, looks super dope.
Yeah. So
Vulcan is what those are called?
I don't know if those are the exact Vulcans, but that's what they look like to me.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a good shot of that. But
Maybe he's wearing some shit that's unreleased. Who knows?
Could be. But you had Tyga. He was wearing just the triple white, off-white, or excuse me, triple white Air Force Ones. Just
Oh.
a very clean pair with his little blue whatever suit that he was wearing.
Looks like crisscross. Looks like the pockets are in the in the back there.
The style was weird. I was hoping G-Eazy, he just happened to wear some dress shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you have Pauly D.
He went as Gerald
Yeah, there you go.
on the at the VMAs. He was not G-Eazy that night.
Pauly D comes out with, of course, the off-white Prestos in black, which
Yeah.
are fire. And did you watch much of Jersey Shore?
The new one or the old one?
The new one.
Haven't seen a lick of the new
Dude,
one. Watched
Rob-
the old one back in the day. Haven't seen any of the new one.
Robin got me into that.
No
It's-
way.
It's her,
Oh, is that what happened?
Guy, it's her
Blame
guilty.
it on
It's
her.
her guilty pleasure.
Robin kind of got me into that one. A
It's
little
her
bit.
guilty
Okay.
pleasure. But let me tell you something, man. The situation, Ronnie,
Pauly D.
Pauly D, and Vinny, they're all big sneakerheads. And I'll tell you what they were wearing in most of these.
Who isn't a big sneakerhead this day?
They were all
Everyone is a big sneakerhead.
all rocking Adidas heavy. The situation wearing Yeezys every other episode, if not an Ultra Boost.
On the show?
Yeah,
Oh,
Vinny
okay.
was wearing Ultra Boost and NMDs.
Is it
the whole
over?
show.
Is it how many
I
episodes in
think
are they?
They're getting ready to do another season.
Oh, so you've already watched a full season of this reboot?
Hey.
I just found
Hey,
out
don't-
about the
hey,
reboot the other night.
don't tell anybody.
I'm so out of the loop, Doug. Like I didn't even know they were rebooting the thing,
Yeah.
and you already watched the whole season.
Full the situation, proposed to a gal.
Wow.
Dude, you're out of the loop.
I'm missing
man.
out.
You're out of the loop.
GTL, they still GTL?
A little bit. They
Little
did
bit of
like
GTL.
One episode, 2 episodes maybe where they're doing a
Wow.
little bit of that. You know?
Wow.
But Ronnie, he was Jordan the whole season.
Jordaned out.
So Jordan ones, the Gatorades, I can't remember all of them, but he was Jordan heavy, but big sneakerheads. So so I wasn't
Am I
surprised.
missing much? Is our audience missing much? If we have not, you're talking to me and the audience as a collective. If we have not seen the reboot of Jersey Shore, are we missing much? Is this some trash TV that we could fucking binge watch on a 4-hour flight to New York? Or is this something that you've got to go check out and start watching?
It's literally guilty pleasure trash TV.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I don't have a lot of time.
That's it.
It's not worth me stressing myself out to watch it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good to know. That's all we need
The
to know.
debauchery isn't that bad as the older ones, so it's not as entertaining. But if you have relationships with them from previous years, watching it, that kind of stuff, you probably want to do it. Otherwise, binge, trash, out.
Let me. Anything more to say on that? Are you ready, kind of, to wrap up here?
I'm ready to wrap up.
I have a classic story I've got to read you. Do a little quick hitter on this. I don't know if you heard about UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell. Did you hear about this? Does that sound familiar? You know who Bryce Mitchell is? I don't know. I didn't know before this
Doesn't sound
story.
familiar.
My guy Bryce Mitchell won't be fighting in the octagon anytime soon. You want to know why?
No, what did Bryce Mitchell do?
You say, yes, I want to know why. You don't say no. What did Bryce
No.
I'm just kidding.
I wanna know what
But
he did. Yeah,
while
let's-
doing some woodwork, the 10-0 fighter was involved in a nasty power drill accident that left him injured to the point where he likely won't be able to train for an extended period of time. He detailed what happened on a Facebook post, and it's not for the faint of heart. So I was going to train today, but I ripped my nutsack in half. I'm about to get stitched up. I was holding the board over my head with the drill between my legs. I was sizing up the board and when the drill went off and tangled my nuts up in it.
Oh my God.
I dropped the board, reversed the drill, untangled my nutsack, but they were ripped in half when I looked.
God.
I'm serious too, LOL. Obviously, I can't post a pic, but when my nuts are sealed back up, I'm going to come back and train again. I think a high kick would rip them, though, LOL. And if I hear any shitty puns about this whole thing is nutty or screwed up, I ain't about to talk to you for a month. If you're going to drop a pun to make fun of me, at least put some thought into it, LOL. So that's Bryce Mitchell's Facebook post about how he ripped his nutsack open with a power drill. Probably one of the most painful things. I mean, probably more painful than anything he's ever gone through in the octagon. I mean,
that any guy could ever go through?
Dude.
How about that?
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I can't even. That's like Chinese torture type shit. Like, I can't even imagine what you. Holy shit, dude.
Well, and here's the deal. Like, I don't know much about the guy, but as I see, He's 10-0 in his pro MMA career.
Right. He's legit.
So
when I looked up, he's a legit fighter.
So would that mean he's 10-0 in his career against humans, but that would be 0-1 against power
We call it
tools?
0-1, Dallas.
Okay.
I don't think anyone ever says 0-1.
You don't want 0-1?
Who says 0-1?
0-1 against
There
power
you go.
tools.
Thank you. Oh.
0-1.
All right, man. I think on that note, we got to wrap it up with a nutsack talk. I'm sorry to do that to you guys. Hopefully this podcast is catching you well on a Friday, man. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Again, we're going to be dropping these every Tuesday, every Friday. You guys can expect that from us. We'll be having different interviews, different guests, and always great content, great conversation. Most underrated podcast at gmail.com. If you have any questions for us, any suggestions, follow at Dal Palantonio on Twitter and Instagram, and at OMG, it's TTF. Anything else from you?
We're live on all platforms as well now.
Oh,
So
yeah, we're on
not
iTunes?
Not just SoundCloud. So
Dope.
you've got iTunes, you've got Stitcher, you've got Tuned In.
People were
Google
asking me
Music.
if I don't have YouTube Red, if I don't want to just watch the thing on video. Not everyone wants to sit here and watch us talk for an
don't
hour.
have
Like, I
time.
get it. If you want to listen to it while you're in the shower, you just want to listen to it while you're driving, while you're working out, check it out on SoundCloud, check it out on iTunes, Stitcher, all the platforms where you get your podcast, and you'll be able to listen to that guilt-free, man. You can just listen to it without any nonsense, without any video or anything like that.
Love it.
Cool, man. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in, and we will see you fools on Tuesday.